Good evening and welcome to All Souls, All Saints Day. Welcome to Into the Sun with Mana and Sai. I am Papa, and tonight I am creation. And I came to you because I wanted to share a message about a dream I had and the understanding and insights I got from that dream. It was definitely holy shitness, and I've been agonizing over how to present this conversation or how to say what's there or present. I definitely have festivities to get to, so I'm gonna try to hurry up and then I was gonna try to follow a script and do that, but it didn't feel like really what I wanted to do, and so here I am sharing with you. The dream I had was a couple of weeks ago, and it was about the reset of humanity. It was about the end, or the return, as many people have looked for and called it, as far as Jesus's return for Christianity and things like that. But for me, from an alchemical perspective, I rely on ancient Kemetic spirituality, which is a lot tied into this dream and what was going on. And in the dream, I ran into a room, and it was Divine Mother, who was creation, and it was Divine Father, who was death. And in ancient Kemet, the mother is Aset and the father is Asar. They are the first alchemical twin flame or counterparts, and she represents life and he is death. She is Aset, he is Asar, she is life and he is death. And the son Hedu, which is immaculately conceived with Ra, or the sun, is brought forward, and he is a manifestation of resurrection from death and the combination of creation. And so that's why his presence or his return is so important, because it's an alchemical reset. Ancient Kemetic spirituality was not about being a polytheistic religion, as many people have told you or taught you or had you understand. It wasn't based off that. It was based off of the conscious manifestation of alchemical transformation as life began, and as it manifests itself, and as it resets itself when it gets out of balance. Because the universal principle of Mayat is balance and harmony, truth and justice. It is what it is for life itself. And though concepts can be hard to understand because we're taught that ancient Kemetic spirituality is pagan, the simple understanding is that every manifestation of life is its own personification, the same way you are a personification. A tree is a tree, a rose, a turtle, an alligator, an owl. They are what they are by the manifestation of their existence. And the same way that creation exists in everyone, in all of us, the manifestation of creation herself is her own personification, as is death. And though the dream was holy shitness, and I was like terrified in the dream just because everybody was dying. Death had returned. And the dead, as scripture says, the dead in Christ shall rise first. The reason we see the dead are because we are dead too. And ultimately what was happening was, it was Divine Mother, it was Father, and it was Jesus, or Hedu is his original name. And what happened was, I saw the end of life as it manifested from before time began again. So in other words, prior to this inception of reality that we are experiencing today, life was reset so many years ago at its beginning, because life wasn't allowed to heal itself. It wasn't brought back into balance. And so things were alchemically distorted, because those who took the knowledge, especially from ancient Kemet, used the principles of alchemical transformation to manipulate reality, which is why I'm able to talk to you through this device wirelessly, and you're going to be able to see the image reverted back to you because of the manipulation of alchemical practices, alchemical principles of nature. Whew, that was a mouthful. Okay, so in the dream, it was the end. And not only was it the end, it was always the end. The revelation of the dream wasn't just that it was ending. It was that every year, 2025, at the end, it's over. It's over. You don't get to go past this point because you've reached such a space of suffering. The chemical manifestation of your reality is so far out of balance, it needs a reset. What was most important about that? What you can take away from the dream, what I took away from the dream, was that every intention that we can have moving forward is the opportunity to heal. Because if you were not in the space of receiving healing, willing to transform the self from the space of healing, you are not allowed to continue in the next reset. Everybody who's here now, we live this life already. There's a song by Harry Styles, Sign of the Times. Listen to it carefully, because it's just a repeat. And life repeated itself for humanity to get the lesson, and humanity has been given eons worth of time in order to get the lesson. What is being asked of us to be in this life? Who is God? How do we respect God? How do we live in harmony with one another? It's very simple. Our modern day religious teachings and practices have us believing that there's judgment or condemnation with judgment, and it's not. The intention, especially spelled out in ancient Kemetic spirituality, is about healing, and it was always about healing. But take a look around. Is the world healing? There are some who are, and there are plenty who are on the path, but it's not the majority who are on the path. And those who have been taught to project or to teach or to prophesy or to minister to others that only if you call in the name of Jesus will you be saved, the message was lost because you stole information that wasn't applied correctly. Heru represents healing. The same way the processes of our body, every body seeks to be healed. Healing is for everyone if you're willing to receive it. And that's the ultimate message I want to share with you today. If you want to heal during this reset, you are welcome and invited to heal. If you don't and your heart is cruel and you have no intention, you probably won't be watching me anyway if you are. But if you are someone whose heart is not fixed on wanting to heal yourself, wanting to come into balance with life around you, with those around you, it's not going to go well. And I urge you to take time to think about, who am I and what am I doing here? And the biggest conversation I want to have correlates to the way that Earth was created and the way that the temples are manifest on the earth and what they mean and how life is manifested. You didn't put anything on this planet. Life did. Creation put it here. In the same way a body is self-governing and organized by life's intention, so is the earth. And by distorting and causing abuse and transgressing the boundaries that life has set forth, you've caused disruption and distortion to the balance that life intended. And here's my theory. I don't think it was just the beings that built the temple. I think life built it. If life can make bodies and trees and nature and everything in nature, why couldn't it build a temple? Especially the way that the temples are organized. If you go to my page, if you follow me, check out Instagram, and I will include the link in the description box. Check out my Instagram, and I posted several posts that are linked to the revelation about how Earth was manifest when it lived in harmony with itself, when it was in connection to ancient Kemetic spirituality and the teachings that were governing the universe itself. So by disrupting that, you've caused chaos and confusion to happen in life. And ultimately, my goal is to help alleviate that confusion. Divine Mother, the mother of life, is creation herself. She's what brought forth all life, the same way that is reflected in the mother today. Every mother is a reflection of the mother of creation. That's who she is. And the masculine principle, the destructive nature of the man, is death. He reflects the father, but the father is a loving protector. And I don't know about you, but I can't think of a better protector for life than death. How many stories have you heard where people were confronted with death and they had a holy shit revelation about life? How many people have experienced being somewhere they shouldn't and their skin crawls and your body just drips with sweat and every ounce of fluid in your body seeks to evacuate itself expeditiously? Whenever you're where you're not supposed to be and you're doing something you're not supposed to do and the hair stands up on your back and on your arms and you're like, oh my God, tell me that's not death talking to you. Giving you direction, telling you, don't go that way. It's not going to end well. If you keep going on the path that you're going, that's not going to end well. That's the voice of your Father who governs and respects and watches over life. Nature has more respect for life than humanity does. We are what's causing the imbalance, and it needs to stop. It must. We've got 8 weeks left before the end of the year. Godspeed to everyone, because this is about to be over. This is it. This is done. And if your ass isn't in the space of honoring life and creation with respect and governance of yourself about how you treat life, you're about to meet the Father. And you're going to have a revelation you wasn't expecting. But ultimately, what I want to encourage you with is He is loving. The Father God, is a loving guide and protector. He watches over because He wants you to be well. He cherishes and honors life because He sees everything. He is with everyone. And here's the main point. There was no escaping. In this dream, there was no escape. Can you escape death? Wherever you are, both are present with you. Today stands before you life and death. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Life is your mother. She has brought forth creation for you to experience and care for, not to dominate, not to destroy, not to manipulate it for your own intention. Life knows what it's doing without your participation and help. Your goal, your job, is to heal and grow the same way the rest of nature is doing. That is the message. That's a simple message. Grow and heal. Learn from the things around you that's teaching you and communicating to you. What are you doing with your life? I say this all the time to those who I mentor or teach, or those who come to me for healing practices. Life is a grand game of connect the dots. It is always speaking to you. Are you listening? Are you paying attention to the signs, the numbers, the symbols, the words, the phrases, the images you're receiving? Are you receiving the messages being communicated to you? The same way your body feels sensations, that is life communicating to you. You're in control of that process. And that's what humans have it backwards. Who told you you had to micromanage nature? Nobody. That's not the instruction that was left. The instruction left for you was to care for life, to care for and respect one another, to honor their life. You have every right to defend and protect your life when it's necessary to do that. And in the meantime, make amends. You don't see animals out there losing their shit on each other, trying to annihilate one another. They have boundaries. They respect the boundaries. And whenever the boundaries aren't respected, they get correction. That's what karma is. Karma is about correction. And if you correct yourself, life, creation, doesn't have to correct you for you. What are you willing to do? Who do you want to be in these final days? Because baby, this is it. When I saw what I saw in that dream, I puked my guts out. I was trying to hold it in. I was dreaming and I was puking because of how real it was. It was definitely, oh my God, this is about to happen. And it was upon me to share with you the dream, the revelation. The person you're looking for, Jesus, just represents healing. That is who He is. And His original name is Heru. Healing is coming for life. But that healing is bringing death to any and everything standing in the way of healing. So if you don't want to be moved out the way from experiencing life moving forward. Your objective is to heal. Deal with yourself. Have an honest conversation between you, Mother, life, creation, who brought you forward, and death, the Father, who was guiding and watching out for you and guarding your steps. Tell me you don't feel him whenever you're out there running around. Those are the governances of life. Mother, creation, and death. And every other principal manifestation of life that governs life itself. Like the same way our bodies govern the body itself. Kidneys function, liver function, the heart function, lung function, everything in the body disposes of waste. So when you don't heal the mind, you're not releasing the mind from the waste that it accumulates from the bullshit you've been told and force-fed to believe. It's a very simple understanding, very simple. Life, your mother has brought you forward. Death guards your steps. When you respect both, you live a balanced life with respect to nature, respect to yourself, and respect to all other life, which is why the teachings were there, only you've ignored them. Only, dear white people, you plagiarize and steal and try to monopolize, not just try, but you have monopolized every aspect of life to make money, which is not the point. The reason there was so much gold and there were abundance of jewels and things in the earth around people of color is because they had a heart space of awareness, of respect for life. They weren't primitive because they lived simply. They lived simply because they understood how to respect life. And you've traipsed around the rest of the world superimposing your idea and understanding when the instructions were left for you on how to heal. But you stole the information and you misapplied it because you didn't understand the alchemical process of negredo, of whitening, and of red. You missed the message. The message was only to heal. The aspect of creation that we are in right now is a whitening. It is a purification of the self. Black people didn't need to be oppressed for that. Those of you who had a cruel and unbending heart, it was for you. The message was for you to learn. Everybody else was chilling, enjoying life. They may have had their conflicts, but they worked it out in peace. And ultimately, even for myself, the journey I've been on, coming here to earth, was a request because suffering was so great on the earth and people didn't know what to do anymore. And they asked me to come to share this with you, to reveal to you the understanding of how you're supposed to be in relationship to life. That's it. You're supposed to be in relationship to life with honesty within yourself. Where are you? Who are you? What has hurt you? To heal your wounds. Injury is unavoidable, but healing, if you allow it, is immediate. If you get a cut on your body, it's not time that heals the wound, attention does. When you pay attention to what has hurt you. But you guys are running so fast, headlong into self-destruction because you're so busy being busy without taking the time to heal yourself, to honor the message life has given you so you can move forward. Which is the point. That is the point. The only way to continue to grow is to heal the self, to give space and allowance for others to heal, to forgive. Forgiveness releases the burden. It's an aspect of consciousness that alleviates the weight of your heart carrying those wounds, carrying your pain, carrying your grief. I don't know about you, but when I saw that the Father was deaf, I was absolutely thrilled. There is no better safe place for me in my life that I've experienced that was not surrounded by death or the shadow or the presence of this guardian who I could say anything to, I could talk to about anything, I could share my deepest experiences with. Death was who I talked to. Death was who I longed for. Death was who I poured my heart out to. That's who your Father is. And I can see why you wouldn't want everybody to know that Divine Father was deaf. I can understand why you might have hid that knowledge. But here it is. The Father you pray to when you're praying is Asar. And in the dream, the correlating scripture that came to me was Psalm 23. The Lord, Yahweh, which is so often synonymous with the breath of life, Yah. Who guards the breath of life if not death? Yah is my shepherd. I shall not want. Why aren't you supposed to want? Because you don't keep this life. You die. The objective of your life is to grow and learn, because that is all that you can take with you moving forward. You cannot take anything else with you except the impact you've had on life and the impact it's had on you and what you've taken away from that impact. Who are you really? What are you doing? What are you doing with yourself, and how are you contributing to life's wellness with everyone, not just yourself? The same way we have arms and legs, and we have lungs and hearts and heads and hair. Every person, every species of person, every species of human, they're just different parts and manifestation of creation itself. Who told you to hate them? You're only hating yourself. As above, so below. Ancient Kemetic principle. As within, so too without. As the universe, so too the soul. Meaning that life is a reflection of itself through every single expression of life itself. Life sees itself through your eyes and through the other person's eyes that's in front of you, that's around you. How are you engaging and treating life? How are you honoring your life or those of others? Are you taking advantage? Are you abusive? Are you cold? Are you cruel? Are you hurt? And no one will listen? Life is always listening. Death is always listening. Sight, sound, expression is not just a human manifestation, it is a life manifestation that exists within everyone. Every single living anything is conscious and aware of itself the same way you are conscious and aware of yourself. There are 7 identifying principles that I've mapped out that correspond to consciousness. Before you have movement of a single cell from one space into the next, that cell must know who they are. I am that I am. Whatever is manifest in creation is a manifestation of creation and its own consciousness. I am a tree, I am an alligator, I am a rock, I am the earth, I am water, I am fire, I am ether. I am must be aware of itself in order to maintain consistent function, because if you don't know who you are, you can't be who you are. So the confusion that you're under, Set represents confusion. Set is who killed Asar, where you get Satan from, represents confusion. He dismembered Asar in the story. Confusion causes dismemberment of the self. And ultimately what's coming in this reset is a remembrance. Remembrance. You are being remembered, reattached to the awareness of the self. That's what's happening. All of the illusions will be shut down. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, set you free. First there is I am, I exist. Then there is I am here, I know where I am, spatial awareness. Next is there. There's a space outside of itself. There's there. So I know I am here, and there is space outside of me that I can move to. But before I move, what is my function? I must know my function. Why was I created? You don't tell your kidneys what to do. Your heart, your liver, those are governing principles of the body that govern life. Every planet in our solar system. In ancient Kemetic spirituality, they reference another alchemical transformation and manifestation. It's not pagan. It's not polytheistic. It is the revelation and insight of each personification of nature itself in its process. This is what we're doing. Right? And then once you know this is my function, what do I need to be well? That is the next stage. The next is, what do I need to avoid that causes my destruction? The next is remembrance. I must remember myself in order to exist consistently as who I am. And every personification in nature exists around you, within you, speaking to you, showing you, I am here, I am watching, I am observing, I am with you. Life is with you. The same way everything in nature has a parent, comes from somewhere. You've never been lost. You were just convinced that you were. That you were separated from a mother and a father who's watching out for you. Life, your mother. Death, your father. Always teaching, always guiding, always supporting, always giving you a chance to get it right. To correct yourself when you misunderstand. To release yourself from the burden, because ultimately the reason that we are existing in this reality is because of the manipulation of conscious manifestation of alchemical principles. Physics, the study of nature. Your cellular phone. It's a cellular phone because it is cell. It is identifying you as a self. CELLF, you are the self it's identifying. That's why your birthday, your phone number is attached to you. It's attached to your birthday. It's you that's being identified. Telephone, telepathic phonics. The reason we experience telepathy is because we are connected the same way the cells of our body are connected energetically. We are all connected to life itself energetically. I am a self, you are a self, and we experience the nature of the self energetically in its connections in all ways. You feel, you perceive, you see, you dream, because life is constantly communicating to you. And it is not unintelligent. Think of all that has been created, including you, with an intelligence and a governance that made you to be in harmony with life. And if it weren't for the manipulation, you would be in balance, which makes it incumbent upon you to heal so that way you can come back to balance and awareness of the self, of who you are, and to be able to accept that conversation, irrespective of what others might tell you to believe from our society. We are taught ignorance, which is to ignore the truth in front of us. Nature is self-governing. Life is self-governing. It didn't need to be micromanaged. All this shit, life doesn't need your help creating spaces for you to live and exist and be. All you needed to do was honor life, to respect the boundaries, to respect one another, and to learn from each other. Every culture of people contributed something else to life, and you don't have a right to destroy them because you didn't make them for their function. All of you bent on destroying everyone else to make room for what? A life where you destroyed yourselves? You destroyed nature, the home that's made to care for you? You're fighting for first place for what? To destroy everyone else around you so you can be first, so you can win. Win what? If you aren't helping life be well, what are you winning? Anyone in the military, and I'm a veteran Marine. Anyone who's had to face down someone else on the other side of a barrel of a gun. And there's plenty of people without being veteran Marines or veteran service members who have had that experience. It's a very humbling experience. Those who suffer from PTSD suffer because of the awareness of that experience. The weight and responsibility of taking someone's life who wasn't bent on harming you in the first place. And all of it was a lie. All of it was for what? To gain power over who? To say that others don't have a right to live in the space that they existed in without you coming in to take from them? Who do you think you are? Life puts you where you were supposed to be, and it's about to re-put you back where you're supposed to be in the first place. Everything about what I'm here to do, all of the efforts that I've placed in my life has been about bringing correction, asking and praying for balance and correctness to be what's manifest in this life. For years now. Years have been pouring into the same conversation. Life, bring correction here, bring balance here, honor what's happening, and hear what's going on. And I'm asking you for correction, not for personal gain, so that life can be healed, so that we all can be well, so that life can reset itself into a space where those who've worked so hard within themselves, those who crave and wanted healing and had no idea how to get it, this is it. Are you paying attention to yourself? Your body, when you're wounded, it immediately goes to that area to give it the attention it needs to repair it. Yet humans don't do that with their mind or their heart. You are all upset inside yourself because your heart is telling you, I am wounded and I need you to take time to heal me and to heal my mind so I can be in balance with myself, so I'm not losing my shit or going crazy. How are you living your life in a way that helps you to be well? And how do you support those in your life and those around you, those you come in contact with, to help them be well? And even if you can't help others or someone else right now, help yourself. You do your part. That's it. Your part. Your part is to heal you and to support others who look for you for healing or resolution. Do it. Because you're out of time. 8 weeks. I guess we'll see what happens. But in my dream, every time humanity reached this point in nature, it got reset. Death came in and wrote checks for karmic rebalancing. And the reason it's happening is because chemically, you're out of balance. Nature is distorted in the way that you're living life here now. And it cannot continue this way because it is out of balance. And life's primary and only objective is balance and harmony. It is the universal principle of Mayat. You know her because you've seen her plagiarized in the woman represented in criminal justice. She's holding the scales and the sword. The sword represents truth. The scales represents balance, where the heart is weighed against the feather of truth. That's ancient Kemetic. That's African. That came from African people teaching. Why? Africa is a geographical heart center of the planet. The same way that the heart is the first organ to form in the body within the self after cellular division. Everything in nature reflects itself. Africa is the heart, and you're abusing the heart of life here. It is no longer going to be allowed. Your time is done. You've been given every opportunity with every messenger sent to tell you to correct yourself. And you've either killed them, you've silenced them, you've manipulated them, you've criminalized them, or I don't even know what the word is called when you make them out to be something they're not. You call them crazy. For seeing other dimensions of reality and seeing the message and the warning that life has given you, you're about to fuck it up. You better stop harming life. You didn't put it here. You didn't create it. Your job is to help, to not cause harm. If that's not what you're doing, check yourself. Because death is about to check everybody. There's so much more I could say or share, and I want to share with you that I love you. I have a picture on my wall. It says, bridge the gap with kindness and love. And that is the message I wish to leave with you. That. Bridge the gap with kindness and love. Love is always watching out for you. And in spite of how you may feel, death comes to reasons. When it's your time and you've completed your lessons and you've completed your learning, death comes. Or it comes to stop you when you've gone too far, causing harm to life. Death shows up. Whether it's causing too much harm to yourself or causing too much harm to others. It is either your time because you've reached a level of maturity and you've ascended into the lessons that life has taught you, and you're complete. Death comes. Or death comes as correction because you didn't honor yourself or your nature, or you didn't honor someone else's nature. There's still some time to get it. I would be doing a core dump. Like, yo, if you got beef with anybody, you might want to squash that. If you got some things you need to say to somebody, you might want to handle that. If you got some forgiveness you need to give to yourself or to others, you might want to give it. Because if you don't forgive, why do you want life to forgive you? The Lord, Yahweh, is my shepherd, I shall not want. You're not supposed to want because you don't keep anything except who you are. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Who but death makes you lie down? Makes me lie down in green pastures. When you're living naturally and you die, you hit the ground. He leads me beside still waters. Your waters are not moving, you're dead. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Because I don't know about you, but death is who you're confronted with whenever you're out there fucking around and finding out. Yea, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. It's not just what you're talking about, but whom you're talking about. Death is the shadow. Death holds the shadows. And everything that is within us that is shadow, it's death. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Death is with you. Death is with us all. The same way life is with us. If you're there, life and death is there too. Your rod of correction and your staff, which is balance. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me because it's teaching you how to be in harmony with life and death. Right? I wish you wellness. I wish you correctness. I wish you peace. Make peace with yourself while you still have time to make peace with yourself. By the end of this year, this is not going to look like what it looks like now. And it is my hope, my prayer, my desire that you get it together and figure it out. You don't want to face death, and you got a shit ton of crap you haven't dealt with because you refuse to take time to heal yourself or to allow others to heal from you. No one is perfect. No one doesn't make mistakes. And at some point in our life, you are probably someone's bad guy. It's okay. You didn't know what you didn't know. And now you can know better if you allow yourself to know better. And other times you're someone else's hero. There's balance. But ultimately, the objective is, are you willing to heal? Are you willing to grow? Are you willing to help life heal by doing your part to heal? Death prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. My cup runs over. Your cup represents your life. When it's running over, your life is being poured out. You're dead. Surely only goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Do you think death doesn't know everyone's secrets? Why you are in the position you're in? If anyone is understanding, if anyone is gracious, if anyone is merciful, it's life, your mother, and death. Who understands? Who knows what it's like to be in a darkness full of confusion and not knowing what's going on? Death and life love your life, and they want you to honor that life by respecting nature's boundaries and direction. Stop thinking life is a genie in a bottle for you to just get out of it whatever you want. If it is a part of your nature, of who you are at your core, it will manifest because that's life's intention for you. If you want to steal and take from someone else what they have that you weren't given, that's not yours to take. Here's a revelation. In Genesis, in the book of Genesis in the Bible, the fall of man happened when they got a hold of that information. Alchemy. They ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Before that, though, they were naked with the rest of nature in a garden. It wasn't this. The only reason we live in this reality is because of the guilt and shame and fear. In the garden, they hid themselves from their creator as though you can. If you're there, life is there. Life knows that you're there. Death knows that you're there. You cannot hide from creation, because if you're there, so is creation. And if you're still breathing, death has not claimed you, but is always there, because death guards the breath of life. And just like that, when death comes, it'll be for the breath within us all, to transform into who our heart is really designed to be, without the manipulation and the disturbance to nature by those who thought they had the right to manipulate nature. You don't. But they're going to learn that lesson. It's coming. It's coming. You are not alone. You are seen and you are loved. And that was the biggest thing I took from that dream. More than just the holy shitness and where I'm puking my guts out. It was life loves you. Death loves you. They're always watching to make sure that you're well, to guide you when you start to step in it, like, yo, don't do that. Your intuition, that is life and death. Those are the guardians of your life, watching out for you, asking you to purge yourself of whatever's waste, whatever shit you don't need. Get rid of that shit. Get rid of that shit. True story. The heart is the first organ to form in the body. Wonder what the first hole is? Your ass. Because if you're going to have creation, you better have a good exit strategy first. Right? What is your exit strategy? How are you dealing with your shit? Are you piling on shit for others to deal with? Or are you helping handle some shit? It's on you. It's up to you. I love you. I wish you the best. I want you to know that you are loved and seen beyond the shadow of a doubt. There was no doubt, zero doubt at all. The salvation you've been looking for, the healing, is upon you. And it was never avoidable, because healing is a process of life that governs life always. And whenever humanity steps in it and they refuse to allow themselves to heal, to honor the truth of the knowledge that they have, is the reset. When we wake up after this reset, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free once all of your illusions are shattered. Aloha oi, my loves. I wish you the best again. I'm praying for you. Bye.